And the biggest thing that separates tequila and mezcal is the
what is the basic and or complicated difference between mezcal and tequila? Is it a simple, straightforward, or is it more complicated?
it's I mean, you could say it simply. Production techniques, additives, and mass production are probably the three biggest differences. Um, Tequila can only be made with one agave. It's a Blue Weber, and mezcal can be made with the other 47-ish varietals, and that number's always fluctuating because based on classification and family genius, which I don't want to get into right now.
Sure.
But there's that, and then production's the big one. Tequila's made in massive factories and made with either chemicals or steam for the most part, and whereas mezcal's actually made by hand, roasted in an earthen oven. And the biggest thing that separates tequila and mezcal is the 1% additive rule. Tequila can have up to 1% by volume additives, and they don't have to tell you. That's why certain large brands will say 100% agave, but it's full of additives because they doesn't take much with modern chemistry. Just a couple drops of glycerin or vanilla extract to change the flavor and hide up all the nuances. Mezcal can't have any additives by law.
Ryan, as we wrap up, let's talk about where can we learn more about Madre Mezcal? Where can we buy it? Where should we be visiting to find out more about it?
We have a beautiful Instagram online. MadreMezcal.com is our website. We also have this Instagram called mezcal.learning, and it really is an easy way. It's an Instagram, and it's a little short videos and little blurbs to talk about production, families, history, and culture. And it is a focus on Madre, but it's not just Madre, it's mezcal as a whole. And if you want to know more about our families, who produces, where it's made, you can find all that information on madremezcal.com. And also, if you can't find it in it's most of your nicer bottle shops, liquor stores. And in California, we're lucky enough to be in Trader Joe's for the Espadine, and Whole Foods has our ensemble, which I always say support your local liquor store if you can. They're going to have much better stuff. But at the same time, I understand times are rough, and the pricing at Trader Joe's and Whole Foods is fantastic. And if for some reason you can't find it, you go to madremezcal.com. We ship bottles to almost every state in the U.S. I'm just excited to see the culture of mezcal just expand beyond just America. And we're actually now in 9 countries too. We're in Australia. We're all over Europe. We're in, I think, Costa Rica and some other cool places. So we keep popping up everywhere. And I know we're working on Japan and South Korea as well. So, and to see how excited, because when I talk to people that are in London or, people in Australia, and they're so excited about the idea of being able to get mezcal. And I just remember how LA was in like 2012, how people would talk about it. It's cool to just see that spread, because I think now it's become so saturated in Southern California that it's not as exciting as it once was. But I think there's still a ton of excitement. There's so many new brands and different varietals.